match to go there. I want you to close your eyes and picture something for me. So imagine yourself in a room full of thousands of people screaming your name. Doesn't that give you like a thrill of excitement, right? No? They're cheering you on, they're pushing you to be better than what you really are. Or not what you are, but what you feel like you are. And it lifts you up to a whole another level of self-confidence and friendship. Open your eyes. That was kind of what it's like after giving a state speech at an election at Louisiana Girls State. So what you're probably asking is, what in the world is Louisiana Girls State? It was a program created in 1940 by Colonel J. Perry Cole, and it was a section off of what's called Louisiana Boys State, which boys can go to. I don't know much about it because I'm not a boy, but you can still go. And it's now held today by the American Legion Auxiliary Women. And what the camp does is it's a leadership camp that focuses on the voting process of a state, and it teaches you the voting, how a state runs, and the different positions in a state, and it also teaches you a lot about friendship. It's a 7-day camp held at Northwestern State University, and for going to the camp, how many of you like free money? Yeah, cool. Because you get $1,000 just for going to Girls State if you attend Northwestern State University as your campus of choice. And they pay a lot of money for you over the years of your college career, which is pretty great in my opinion, even though I didn't go. For Girls State, or for any camp, there's always stuff you need to know. There's always how do I put it? A negative thing that's about the camp. Because most of the time when people tell you something, they want you to do something. They only give you the positive things, right? Like a commercial on TV, they give you the positive. This is what it's going to do for you. This is how you're going to benefit from it. But what they usually don't tell you is the side effects of the cream's going to give you a gigantic rash. But I'm going to tell you the bad parts about Girls State because I feel like I need to be completely honest with you. When you're at Girls State, it's kind of an awkward experience at the beginning because you're going to a camp not knowing anyone. Because usually you don't send any people from your school, and when you do go with your people from your school, you're separated. So it makes your experience better, as weird as that sounds. So you don't really know that many people, and it's just kind of scary. It's kind of overwhelming. But I promise it gets better, which I will cover. You don't sleep much, which usually people in high school, you don't sleep much in general because you stay up all night on your phones or do whatever you do. But during the summer, you like to sleep. I know I sleep all the time. But after walking all day, which you do a lot of walking to different locations, cheering, writing speeches, running for the election, because you have to hold a city position, a public position, or a state position. You can hold all three if you want. If you're that ambitious and you like to speak in public, go for it. I did it. But if you don't, then city position, it's good. But after that, you're tired. We have nightly conventions you have to go to, but they're a lot of fun and you'll be energetic, I promise. They're like big, huge dance parties. I mean, literally, they will start playing, we'll have a DJ, and they'll start playing Breaking Free from High School Musical, and all the girls will just break out and dance there. It's pretty energetic and great. Let's see, what else? In a counselor's point of view, the hardest thing to go through is dealing with people, your citizens. I was a counselor, and being with girls for 7 days. Okay, just look around the room for a second and imagine you're rooming with the person you're sitting next to for 7 whole days. You get to see them all 7 days. You don't get a break from them at all. It gets kind of it can get kind of problem-ish. There's a lot of problems that can come up, and for counselors to make sure that your experience stays great the entire time. So that'd be the downfall for being a counselor if you would ever want to do that. But what good can come from Louisiana Girls State? That's the real thing that we need to discuss. So what I did to really benefit y'all's education in Louisiana Girls State decided to go far past my own knowledge of it and wanted to get y'all to hear other people's. So I did some interviews, and I interviewed one of my Girl State people, like one of my kids that I would watch. Her name was Ashley Kawali, and she said one of the things that she loved about Girl State was being successful in elections and gaining self-confidence. I had her write me a little essay about her experience at Girl State, and she described to me that when she was there, she was all about like her personal appearance. How many of y'all, you compare yourself to others like physical? You're a girl, almost there. Oh, I'm pretty sure all of you do because I do it, and I'm 19. Yeah, well, you'll get there too. Anyway, so she was saying that she was all about like physical appearance. Whenever she'd run against someone in an election, she wouldn't focus on their speech, she'd focus on how they looked compared to her. And she learned at the end of the week that it wasn't about like personal appearance, like nothing compared to what was on the inside. And that's what she took from Louisiana Girl State, which is really different compared to what most people take from it. Like most people take, oh, I learned about what it's like to be a governor, or I learned from cheers, because you learn a lot of cheers when you're there. And then I learned about like stepping out of your comfort zone. But she learned self-confidence as well as learning that it's like your inner that really counts, and that's really what you take from Girl State. So she became like comfortable speaking in front of all the girls, because you get really attached to these girls. I know you think, oh no, I'm not gonna do that, but you do. I did it, and I don't like people very much. And then I talked to another girl. She was in Girl State with me when I went as a citizen when I was a junior. Her name was Courtney Daze, and she expressed to me her favorite part of Girl State was the friendship. Now, a quick story for you is that she had three friends. She was with the fourth. It was me, our friend Haley, and Caroline. And this the summer in between the two Girl State places that I attended, Haley had cancer, and it was like a huge shock to everyone. And without Girl State, she wouldn't have had the support system that she needed to get through radiation. Multiple things. She's doing a lot better now, which is great. But she expressed that, like, that was her favorite part of Girl State, being there for those people after we left. And then now, me and Courtney go to the same university. Quit talking after Girl State. Never talked to her again until like the past 2 days.
Oh, wow.
And then, not 2 days, the past 2 months. And so that was her favorite part of Girl State, is reconnecting with technically me after Girl State, which I think is great too. As a counselor, the best part about being in Girl State and going through the whole process the second time is watching the citizens grow up. Because like at the beginning of the week we had this one girl who just caused a whole lot of problems, and it was just horrible. And by the end of the week, she held a state position, which is like a really big deal at Louisiana Girl State, because it's a state level high up. So I loved seeing that. I loved getting to know the girls and eventually becoming like friends with them. Like I had this one girl, her name's Mary Kyle, and we talk like every single day. It's weird. So in conclusion, I'd like to say that I really hope this speech taught you more about Girl State and got you to consider going, because Miss Chastain will ask you when it comes down to it, or Miss Branch will ask you about it. Show your interest in, they'll send you